And thank you to all of you coming from very long distances, particularly some people who make 2,000 kilometers by car. So I think you deserve also one prize one of these days. Well, I would like... and they will make another 2,000 to go back. So I would like to ask several gentlemen to join us. The president of the AEBR, I'm president of the Parliament of the German-speaking community of Belgium, Mr. Karl-Heinz Lamberts. Mr. Klaus Müller, he's the representative of North Rhine-Westphalia today here. And then I would like to ask also the presence of Mr. Burianek, Secretary General of the Committee of the Regions. So please.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the name of our representation of North Rhine-Westphalia, it's great to have you here. This is really a very European meeting. And your motto of the year is the future of cross-border cooperation in Europe. Future in Europe, cross-border and cooperation. That's great. In a broader sense, it could be the future of cooperation in Europe. More cooperation in Europe and more Europe in the cooperation. That cooperate in different fields and how to make life easier in border regions. And I have to mention the refugee crisis. As far as migration is concerned, I'm very interested in your expertise. In Europe for a long time, it became more and more easier to cross borders. Is this time over? After the fall of the Iron Curtain in 1989 and the so-called Wende, it was unthinkable to put up fences or even walls in Europe. It is frightening to see that it is not only...
Great thanks to this representation that we can be here today. It is very important for us. And it is really important because we are not on a normal day. I don't, if you know, but yesterday was one of the most important days for North Rhine-Westphalian people. It was the beginning of Carnival. The 11 of the 11 at 11:11, you have thousands of people in the streets and the places in North Rhine-Westphalia who are beginning the Carnival festivities. I'm not sure that I can promise you that we will repeat this in the next hours and tomorrow. We are not really here for Carnival, but we are here for working together on the issue of trans-border cooperation. Tomorrow I must make two speaks on the subject, so I will not make now the general repetition, especially because it's the same public. But I will say one thing very from my heart. I'm very happy, and we are also a little bit proud that it was possible to organize this event as a cooperation between the European Union, the Commission, the Committee of the Regions, the most important instance of the European Union, but they don't, the Council and the Parliament doesn't know it, but we will repeat it. So with a cooperation between the European Union and the Council of Europe, and I'm very happy to welcome also the President of the Regional Chamber of the Council of the Congress in the Council of Europe, and also the President of our Contact Commission, who was very active this afternoon. And the AEBR, the smallest regional organization in Europe. Europe is small. in comparison to the rest of the world, but we don't know it always. But AEBR is really small. So if we see more than 200 people, then we are and I think that is not an issue that we can ignore at these times. We have a long tradition of transborder cooperation in Europe. Our organization was founded in 1971. But if we are discussing today and these days about borders, nobody has in mind this long period of a quarter of 100 years with cooperation on the issue of Interreg. Everyone is thinking about refugees. And this issue is one of the very big challenges Europe has to avert now. And if we don't be successful, all what we have done during the last 25 years will be disappear on some moments. So it is very important to stress the necessity and the signification of transborder cooperation. That is what we have done a little bit this afternoon on a very specialized issue, the EVTZ, the GZCT, what names are always different from one language to the other. And tomorrow we have a more general discussion about the future of transborder cooperation. So I will invite you to enjoy this evening. You have Gox from Brandenburg, you have M from Spain, Belgian beer. I'm not sure that is the most operational combination for good work tomorrow, but if you are prudent, then we will arrive on a good result tomorrow. I wish you a very interesting evening with very much contacts and possibilities to exchange, and I hope that we can do a very good work tomorrow. Thank you for your attention.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Lena Andersson-Penck, and I'm representing the European Commission here. I'm very pleased to be associated to these 2 days of discussions that you're having. Obviously, I spend most of my time in the European Commission dealing with all the programs. You know, we have 91 programs in the territorial cooperation field, counting everything from transnational, from internal cross-border programs, the IPA-CBC with external borders, and also the interregional programs, and that's very, very much important. And the previous speakers have already spoken about the challenges that we face. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the opportunities and the challenges, so I will not really say so much more tonight, but just to say that from the Commission side we're extremely happy to be here, and we have enjoyed good collaboration with your organization for years, and I'm very much looking forward to that it will continue. Thank you.
So good evening also on my behalf, and I'm aware of the big risk because I'm, as I understand, the last speaker who divides you from the buffet, which was so wonderfully described by our first Vice President. I cannot help but nevertheless make a kind of private confession here. Don't expect too much, but but I want to say something which I, as a matter of fact, said to our people, to our colleagues in the Committee of the Regions, when I took up my job some year ago in September, because I have, as a Czech who was born in Prague and lived then in the border regions, in the triangle between Bavaria, Czech Republic, something like 30 kilometers from the Czech Republic and 20 kilometers from the Austrian border, experienced in the period of 68 till the border came down in 89, even in this time, the cross-border cooperation is a very effective tool. And I learned something, despite the fact that I was not able to go across the border, because I, as a Czech, was not allowed to go beyond the Iron Curtain. But I learned that there were many people who were active, who were, despite this Iron Curtain, making things possible which you would not think would be possible. I'm very proud when I'm reading about what you are doing in the regions. Now, in this present crisis. I mentioned I was from Passau, so I know the situation in Passau. In the hospitals, and go there in the evening to the railway station. This is incredible. And I think we can all be proud of it. But I'm not now passing any messages, because I think you will know what messages to pass also here to the people in Brussels. But I think one thing, without falling in complacency, can be said, that this job, which has from a moral point of view to be done, is delivered in the region. And I think there are other levels where we have to maybe to enter in dialogue. So this is all what I wanted to say, and from this point of view, cross-border cooperation is deep in my heart. And having said this, I'm looking forward tomorrow for a very fruitful and intensive discussion. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much to the speakers. It's what is really a proud for us is to have such a high officers give us some food for thought. So thank you very much. Well, now we will move to the next. There is only one more event, and then we can go there. But first of all, I would like to stress something. You know, we are not only small, but we are poor. But anyway, repeating what the former mayor of Berlin said, we are poor but sexy. So we were trying to make this activity and try to save money. So we asked some of our members, please contribute with some of your regional products, and the rest we will have to pay. So there were eight members who delivered some things, and you will have the chance to taste them a little bit later. But I would like to stress big thanks to our colleagues from Upper Austria, who delivered delicious bacon that has been prepared by our caterer, you will see. I would also like to thank the Sprenice Bover, because they provided some chocolate, some fish and some gherkins. I would like to warmly thank my colleagues from Extremadura, because they have also taken a wonderful Iberian ham. It will be also somewhere around there. You will have two types of hams. One is Austrian, the other is Spanish, both delicious. And then also the district of Gemersheim in Germany, they have provided some hard-cured sausages and a regional liquor called Willy. Our colleagues from Dresden, from the Euroregion Elbe Labe, they have provided a typical Christmas cake that they call Christstollen. Our colleagues from Serbia, they provided also a typical regional pie with cheese called banica. Is that right? Banitsa. The German-speaking community of Belgium, our president provided something. Please guess. Yeah, Belgian beer. So thank you very much to all of them. With these small contributions, we are able to do our activities. With other contributions coming from your speeches, your time, your efforts to prepare things happen. And we can keep on working on our main message for border regions and border citizens. So thanks again to all.